Hello YouTube, Dave here again. So earlier this week I released a couple of videos doing openings for the D&D monster cards, challenge 0 through 5 and 6 through 16. But when I was doing those videos I just wanted to give sort of an overview of what to expect, like what the cards sort of look like in general, as well as just some basic stuff like that, the prices and my thoughts on them. I will say that I do like these cards, but there were some things that people had mentioned, including some people who have wanted to see basically what cards are actually included in this. So what I'm going to do in this video is just kind of sort of flip through and show the cards, the creatures that are included in both these decks. I'm going to try to go through it relatively quickly, and when I recorded the opening videos I had thought about doing that for each individual set. But I thought that it would be better just to get sort of an overview or an idea, rough idea of how the cards were, and just try to err on the side of making a shorter video. But I will go through and show all the cards that are here. Now, I haven't actually made public the challenge 6 through 16 video yet at the time that I'm recording this. So I will say though that I did show off more of the cards that were in here, at least the larger ones, than I did what was in this one. So we'll go through those. A couple things I want to touch on first. So the NPCs that are included in the back, like the Archmage, or the guard or bandits or stuff like that, they're not included in these cards, as neither, I don't think, the animals are either. Now, there's probably a couple reasons for that. Number one is that very few of them actually had artwork connected to them, so there is a chance that Gale Force 9 was prohibited from commissioning their own artwork for these sets. Meaning that they couldn't just release stuff that didn't have like an image on them. It's a theory. I've heard people say that about the magic item set, so if it was the case for the magic item set, it may be the case for these as well. But I also think that even if that's not the case, it may be something that was set aside for a future set of these types of cards. Because it's probably something that, people want. Well, it is something that people want, but it's something that I think Gale Force 9 probably thinks that they can make a little bit of money off of. So nothing's been announced, nothing's been, made official or anything. And this is pure speculation on my part, but I feel like it's probably a situation where they are going to go that route and release a set of NPC cards and stuff like that in the future. So anyway, all that notwithstanding, let's just go ahead and get right to it. So actually, for this set here, so this is the 0 through 5, I actually still have to take the plastic off of that package there, that bundle of cards. So let's see if I can do that quickly. I forgot that I hadn't done that, so I don't think I have anything handy here to get these open with. Alright, so I got the plastic off that. It actually took a bit more of a struggle than I thought it was going to, but I've got the 3 bundles of cards here. Another thing about these cards, like you got some of these oversized ones, the size of the card does not correlate to the size of the creature, and I know there have been a couple of people that have expressed disappointment in that, but the size of the card is dependent on the amount of text that goes with each of the monster entries. So something that could be done on one card, regardless of the size of the creature, will be done on one card, and there are some things that have some pretty simple stat blocks. But let's go ahead. So like I said, I'm not going to show you what the stats necessarily look like. I'll just do a quick one there, and you can kind of see what we have there. And if you want to see, more thorough explanation of how to read the cards, then hopefully you've already watched the other videos, or if not, I will try to link them, or have something you can click on that takes you to a playlist that they're on. So without further ado, let's just go ahead here, and we've got our first bundle. So we have, and I'm probably going to say some of these names in a way that doesn't match up with how you say them. They're fictional words, so I apologize, but here we go. We have the Aarakocra, the bird people, animated armor, a flying sword, the Ankeg, the Azer, the Basilisk, and then we got the Needle Blight. So also some of these things, again, you'll see sort of differences in the art, and I think it's just from the sources that they took the images from. So some of them are probably from things like Tome of Foes, Volo's Guide to Monsters, or even some of the adventures that have been put out. So anyway, you've got this here, the Needle Blight, and the Twig Blight, and the Vine Blight. Bugbear, and Bugbear Chief, the Boulet, the Land Shark, the Bullywug, Carrion Crawler, Centaur, Cockatrice, good old Crawling Claw, the Dretch, which actually don't look as pathetic as they used to. I kind of like some of the older style Dretches a little bit better. Then we got Manes, the Lemurs, or Lemures, one of my favorite monsters of all time, the Displacer Beast. And these are arranged alphabetically, not by CR. Earth Elemental, the Drow, Etten, Shrieker, Violet Fungus. Sorry to pick up the pace a little bit here. Gargoyle, the Ghast, followed by the Ghoul. Shows the same image for both, but Ghouls and Ghast do look pretty similar. We got our Hill Giant, Githyanki Warrior, Githzerai Monk, Knoll Pack Lord. I wonder if they have a Flind. The Knoll Fang of Inogu, the Deep Gnome, or the Svirfneblin, our good old fashioned Goblin, and Goblin Boss. Love Goblin Boss. The Gorgon, Grell, Grick, Griffin, Grimlock, good old fashioned Hellhound, Hound Horror, another one of my favorite monsters, the Hippogriff, Hobgoblin, Hobgoblin Captain, Homunculus, another one of my favorites, Hooked Horrors, the Crow People, the Kenku. Of course, you got your Kobold and your Lamia. Alright, so that was what was in the first bundle there. So let's move right on to the second one. So we've got Lizard Folk, Magman. If you watched Dungeons and Dragons Wrath of the Dragon God, the second and the good D&D movie, you may remember seeing Magmans in there. Of course, Manticores and other horrors for the two people that might get that reference. Dust Mephit, Ice Mephit, Magma Mephit, Mud Mephit, Smoke Mephit. I think that's... oh, nope, Steam Mephit. That one's kind of hard to pick up on camera. I hope you can see that all right. Merfolk, the Marrow, another classic, the Minotaur. Take a wrong turn in the Cave of Chaos and walk into one of these. Then we got our Modrons. So the Monodrone, which is probably one of my favorites actually. I like the Monodrone. I'm not a huge fan of the Modrons. I do like the Monodrone. The Duodrone, the Tridrone, Quadrone, Pentadrone, which I actually have the mini for. Myconids, love Myconids. So this is the Myconid Sprout on all fours, kind of like a puppy. Myconid Adult, and you can actually see that is the top of the Myconid Sprout at the bottom of that picture there. So this all came from one image. And then, oh, okay, it's not there. Bone Naga. Oh, okay, different types here. So we got the Bone Naga Guardian type, the Bone Naga Spirit, another classic, the Nightmare, good old Nothic, Ogre, gotta have an Ogre, Half Ogre, Okra Jelly, so not an Ogre, not Ogre Jelly, Okra Jelly. Of course, you got your classic Orc. I love orcs. They're one of my favorite things, and I think that they're always like sort of underutilized, or made to look weaker or more non-threatening than they really should be. Love orcs. Orc War Chief, which I think someone said was probably from Gufolo's Guide to Monsters, and I do believe they are right. The Orc Eye of Grimish, an Orog, and of course you gotta have the Owlbear, one of the greatest monsters ever. Pegasus, the Praeton, the Piercer, which is supposed to be like a stone, thing, and they made it look a little bit more like a slug there kind of idea. But Pixie, Quagoth, or Quagoth, or Kuagoth, however you want to pronounce it, a young Remoraz, Sahagin, or Sea Hag if you played Final Fantasy on the NES, Sahagin Baron, Fire Snake, Satyr, Skeleton, Minotaur Skeleton, Sprite, Sturge, Thri-kreen, Troglodyte, the Troll, the Water Weird, Zorn, Yuan-ti Pureblood, Zombie, and Ogre Zombie. So those are the regular size cards from the 0 through 5 deck, and then we have our large cards here. So the first one we got is the Rug of Smothering, the Banshee, the Spectator, which is a type of beholder, and unfortunately I think it's the only beholder, unless I missed it the first time through. They don't have the regular beholders, which makes me kind of sad. The Cambion, the Chul, and again the size of the card has to do with the fact that the text won't all fit on one. The Kuatl. I'm actually gonna pick these up. All right, Dark Mantle, the Barlgura. Actually, picking them up is not really gonna work, so let's just do it this way instead. We have the Quasit, the Shadow Demon, for anyone who remembers the D&D animated series, Barb Devil, Bearded Devil, Imp, good old Imp, Spine Devil, Doppelganger, Dryad, the Durgar, Air Elemental, Fire Elemental, Water Elemental, and we already had the Earth Elemental in the other set. The Drow Elite Warrior, Ettercap, Fairy Dragon, another one of my favorites, Flame Skull, and then of course you have to have the Flump. Then you have the Gaspor, so another thing that looks like a beholder, but not a beholder. Ghost, Gibbering Mouther, Flesh Golem, Green Hag, Night Hag, Sea Hag, Harpy, the Intellect Devourer, good old Jackalware, takes me back to days looking through my 2nd edition AD&D Monstrous Manual. Our Kuatoa, little happy fish friends. Kuatoa Whip, Lizard Folk Shaman, Werebear, Wereboar, Wererat, Weretiger, Werewolf, which is, then those are all under Lycanthrope, if you're wondering why they're W's and these are supposed to be alphabetical. The Mimic, the Mummy, our Myconid Sovereign, that guy there, Black Pudding, Gelatinous Cube, Grey Ooze, good old-fashioned Otyugh, Pseudo Dragon, another monster that I really love, the Revenant, along with the Roper, so we got a few classics here. Rust Monster, Sahagin Priestess, yeah, Priestess, yeah. Salamander, Were Scarecrow, I'm not going to do the voice, but that was a reference. Shadow, Shambling Mound, Red Slad, Spectre. I actually really like that. I think that's awesome art. We have our Incubus slash Succubus, Umber Hulk, Vampire Spawn. That's just one card. Just want to make sure. The White, the Will-O-Wisp, the Wraith, which is still totally not based off of how they looked in the Lord of the Rings movie, the Yeti, or the Yeti, the Anti-Malison, or Malazan, Type 1, the Anti-Malison or Malazan, or however you want to pronounce it, Type 2, and then Type 3. Alright, so that was everything that was in the monster set for challenge ratings 0 through 5. So we have all that there now. Let's just get this tucked in there as well. Alright, and then we'll move right on to... Oh, this is going to be difficult, I can see already. I did have people actually leave suggestions of different ways to store these with the larger cards, so I'll have to look into that. Some really cool suggestions actually, things that I would never have thought of, like a recipe card holder, where you can get like dividers with the so you can actually separate them by letter, by the alphabet. So that'd be actually a really good suggestion, something we may have to look into. And then you can sort of mix and match the smaller cards with the larger ones. Alright, and now we've got our challenge 6 through 16, so these are not going to be in the proper order, because I did sort of try feverishly looking for the Beholder card, so it'll be something if I actually end up finding it here, which I, would be totally okay with. So we'll start with the smaller cards first, because there's not that much of them, or not that many of them. So let's just go right ahead. We got the Chimera. Oh, Cyclops. The Hezro. Demon. Young Black Dragon. Young Blue Dragon. Young Green Dragon. Young Red Dragon. Young White Dragon. So it looks like the metallic dragons are also omitted from this. You got the Fomorian, the Giant, the Ifriti, and the Cloud Giant. Second pack here, we've got the Fire Giant, Frost Giant, Stone Giant, Storm Giant. Now, it may again feel sort of anticlimactic that these are on such small cards, but they're still pretty tough, even if they don't have a ton of abilities. Githyanki Knight, Githzerai Zerith, the Grick Alpha, Invisible Stalker, Spirit Naga, the Rock, not the wrestler, or actor I guess now, but just the giant bird, and the Wyvern. Alright, so those were our small cards there. So the vast majority of the higher challenge rating ones are all on these larger cards here. So we have the Ultraloth, and again these are not going to be in the proper order. I'm going to have to adjust these. We got the Ultraloth. So I might actually just do it like this. The Nikoloth. So these are sort of like the neutral evil types of outsiders. So you have like the demons, the devils. Mesoloth. Arcanoloth. Yuan-ti Abomination. So again, trying to see if I can get these into some semblance of an order here. I'm not going to worry about too much on camera. The Abominable Yeti. The Treant. That's just one card, yep. So I want to make sure none of these are stuck together. Death Slad. Which I kind of like the way Slads look more in 3rd edition. Particularly like the Death Slad. That didn't look quite as monstrous, but still, anyway, it had more of a humanoid look to it. But we also got the gray Slad there. The green Slad. Oh wait, we do have some metallic dragons, never mind. Young Brass Dragon. Hobgoblin Warlord. Like I said, these aren't in the proper order because I was kind of trying to go through them and find stuff, so I do apologize. But we got the Hobgoblin Warlord, Stone Golem, Iron Golem, Clay Golem, and then we're into some genies here. We have the Marid, the Jinn, and the Dao. I think that's how you pronounce that. The Galeb Dur, and they're like sort of a stone elemental creature. Drow Priestess of Lolth. That's actually taken. This is actually taken from Out of the Abyss. Drow Mage, taken from Lost Mine of Phandelver, actually. The Drider. And yeah, I'll definitely have to adjust these around here. Dragon Turtle. So I guess the metallic dragons, for whatever reason, just have bigger cards. Young Silver Dragon. Young Gold Dragon, Young Copper Dragon, Young Bronze Dragon, we got a Hydra, Kuo-toa Archpriest, and then we have a Mind Flayer, which at first I thought that these were just based off of the SRD or the Open Gaming License. Mind Flayers I don't believe are. I thought they were a trademark of TSR / Wizards of the Coast, but they have things called Mind Flayers in like the Final Fantasy games, so maybe they are public domain, I don't know. But anyway, we got the Mind Flayer there. Still no Beholder that I've seen, which makes me sad. Guardian Naga, the Oni, or Ogre Magi, Purple Worm, Roxasha, the adult Remorez, Shield Guardian, Blue Slad. Then we got some angels here. We have the Deva, the Plaintar. And like I said, this is sort of a mess, I apologize. The Chasmi Demon, the Cloaker, the Glabrazu, Goristo, Nelfeshni, Marilith, a Yochol, the Handmaiden of Lolth, which we got the Vrock, Bone Devil, Irenes, Chain Devil, Horn Devil, and Ice Devil. So there you go. Those are the cards. Sorry that the last set was not in the best order. Although it's not like it's alphabetical, but then you have like all the demons and devils together, and all the slads together, and all the dragon types together. So it's still sort of a weird type of alphabetical order. But these are the full set of, so that's the full list of monsters in each of these decks. So there you go. Like I said, I think that there's going to be one for NPCs down the road, and I would still love to see something like the Beholder make its way. It's not, I think it's only challenge rating 12 or 13. So it would have been nice to have had something like that in there, but that's really personal bias, so I'm not going to hold that completely against the decks themselves. But that's the list of monsters. I hope that helped. I hope it was sort of a more comprehensive look at what are in here. And again, if you want to go over how to read the cards or how they have them formatted, just check out the videos where I open these up in the first place. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Take care.